Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very scary episode of This Is Our Life, because my wife has the radio on, and it seems like, according to Orson Welles, the Martians have landed. Anyway, I still got the blood on that from, I killed one of...
Take my brain. No, wait a minute, that was the zombies.
I killed one of the neighbors, I still have the blood on me. Anyway, it's actually a serious video, but... the lady who wrote the book, do you remember the title of Homer's book?
Homer's Odyssey, I think it was.
Homer's Odyssey, about her...
Story of a blind cat.
The story of a blind cat. He was very pretty, I don't know, was he male?
Black.
Yeah, he was black. I guess his eyes had been sewn shut at one point, or... I don't know, some blind people keep their eyes closed too, I don't know why. But, or maybe they don't keep them closed, maybe they're permanently, I don't know. But she's written another book, and it's inspired me to make this video. There's some newspapers over here. Anyway, I was always a dog person, and dachshunds particularly. And then I was living in my first apartment. You don't want to know about that apartment complex.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. My wife has actually seen it from the road. She was like, how could you live there? But
it didn't look very safe.
No. Yeah, I lived there twice, so I should have known better the second time. But I was desperate for a place to live. Why was I desperate? Because my apartment, my apartment building had burned down, and then my mother. But when I first lived there, this complex, and it still has this problem. There's a water main that breaks. You would think after 20, 25 years they would have figured out how to fix it, right? Well, they had a dry pipe in there. And Bridggette, my first kitty, her mama gave birth to her in there, and the rest of the kittens, and the pipe busted, so it wasn't a dry pipe anymore.
Oops.
And she got spit out, and she was wet. And this was back when you weren't allowed to have pets in the complex. And one of the maintenance men said, "Here, you take her." Okay. I don't know what you do for cats. I mean, I had never been with a cat before. And I mean, I was actually afraid of cats. I mean, I was scared to death of cats. And Bridggette was a sweetheart. She would get up, she would put her legs around my neck, and when she was a baby, in my coat, because it was winter time when she was born. We gave her her birthday as Christmas. The coat pocket, she would just sit in there. Yeah. I had to go to the pet store, PetSmart, and get a bottle with a nipple and bottle feeder, because she didn't have her teeth yet. But it didn't take long for those teeth to start coming in, and she started to shred those nipples. And she must have lived 20 years or close to it. She was my pretty blue-eyed Bridggette, excuse me. She had blue eyes. She was part Siamese. I miss her. She was a good girl. Anyway,
Was she the one you said you were afraid she was going to kill you?
Yeah, because I'd never been with cats before. I was like, I don't know what to do. And
she hissed at you or something? And
yeah, because see what I had this big, I think it was a blue tub. My mother had bought it for me for like a laundry basket, and I didn't know what to do with Bridggette, so I put her in there and I put something on top of it, not so it cut off the air or anything. It wasn't that tight. And I picked it up, and she, and I was like, yeah, she was just a little itty bitty thing, Like I said, she still didn't have teeth, and but it didn't take long before I became a cat person.
But she had claws.
Yeah, she had claws.
cat without claws is not a cat.
No. And then one day I was over at my mom's house. I think I was staying with her at that point, and I was in the not garage, but the carport. Thank you. Although she eventually built a garage on there, but where the carport was is now a garage. Even though she didn't have a permit, but who cares about permits? And I hear something. Meow. I turn around, and there is this black and white kitten behind me. Meow. Well, his name became Brugh. B-R-U-G-H, not B-R-E-W. B-R-U-G-H. All my cats had Irish names. Well, not all of them. Initially, all of them had Irish names. There was Bridggette, named for St. Bridggette. Also, the goddess Bridggette. They're actually the same person. Some people think that. And then Brugh, named after Cathal Brugh, or Cathal Brugh. He was an Irish patriot. And then I was living in this one apartment, this itty-bitty thing, I mean, itty-bitty. And it had a leak in the roof. That's the one thing I remember about that apartment. And the landlord never bothered to fix it. But that's how Orawshawta came to me. What does Orawshawta mean? It means orange. Because he was orange. He had a stub of a tail. At the time I thought somebody had brutalized him and cut it off, but the vet told me that actually happens quite a bit when cats get into car engines and, you know.
Whoops.
You know. But he was always sensitive on his tail, but it's like a little bobcat. And then, so, let's see, there's Bridggette, Brugh, Orawshawta. There's Vitzy. Vitzy was the one who had Vitzy was brown. He was the one that had the stub. Sorry, it was Vitzy. He had flea anemia. He died from flea anemia. He even had a blood transfusion. We took him to the vet. The vet kept him for like a week. Gave him a blood transfusion. He had lost all sorts of weight, but his hair was so dense that you couldn't get down there to his skin. It wasn't like really, really long, but it was dense, extremely dense. He was brownish. And then there was Orawshawta. Orawshawta, like I said, orange. It's the Irish word for orange. And then I was living on Gardena. And one of my neighbors had a cat named Princess. Well, they just let the cat run. And the cat would get up on the roof. It's a flat roof building. I lived on the second floor. And the cat would get up there. And she had no way to get down. She would not, she climbed up the trees in the back and got up on top of the building. So I would put like a bowl of water up there, a handful of food. And this is South Texas in the summer. She had no protection from the sun, no protection from the rain. Well, not like it rained much. Go 6 months without rain. And I named her Princess. That was already her name. And then she had a baby. She had several babies. I kept one of the kittens and named her Negros because she was black. She was jet black. Eventually, I found a little white spot on her belly. But Negros means black, and so she was black, so I called her Negros.
99% black.
Yeah. And outside of Vitzy, all my kitties died in the fire at the apartment complex. The whole building went down. There was actually some YouTube videos of that fire, but I'd rather not watch them. But now we have... oh, there she is right there.
Maggie.
She's fast asleep.
Fast asleep.
Now that she doesn't have her kittens to
torment.
She's gaining weight and she's sleeping more and
becoming more sociable.
Yeah, we actually, both of us had picked her up today and she was okay with it for a little while, which is like the first time that's ever happened. But slowly, cats get into a routine or whatever.
Don't get our arm ripped off or
Yeah.
hissed at.
And all my cats and Maggie rescues, adopted, and this is her forever home. She's not gonna like it, I don't think, when we move into a bigger place. She's gonna
Cats are
temperamental about everything being the same. You know, so anyway, so I just wanted to share that.